Chapter 3: Uneasy Alliance. As the night settled in and the group sat around the campfire, they began to open up and share their stories. Jack shared how he was in the military and had been surviving on his own for a while, always keeping his guard up and not trusting anyone. Sarah spoke about how she used to be a nurse, but after the war, she had to learn to fend for herself in the zone. Riley was a college student before everything went down, and he had joined a group of stalkers to survive. Marcus revealed that he was part of a special ops team and had been sent on a mission when the bombs went off. Emma talked about how she used to be a doctor and had joined a group of survivors before she met Marcus. Tom and Lisa remained mysterious and quiet throughout the conversation, whispering to each other and keeping their distance from the rest of the group. Jack couldn't shake the uneasy feeling he had about them, but he tried to put it aside and enjoy the company. Later that night, Jack's suspicions about Tom were confirmed when he caught him rummaging through Riley's bags. A fight broke out between them, and Lisa jumped in, pulling out a knife and going after Jack. Emma and Riley woke up to the commotion and helped restrain Lisa while Jack restrained Tom. With no other options, the group had to use some rope to keep Tom and Lisa restrained. Jack didn't want to leave them out in the wasteland by themselves, so he decided to take them to the zone with them. As they continued on their journey, tensions were high between Tom and Lisa and the rest of the group. Jack knew he had to keep an eye on them and make sure they didn't cause any more trouble. But despite the uneasy feeling they brought, Jack couldn't help but feel grateful to have found this unlikely alliance. Along the way, the group encountered several other factions. Some were friendly and offered supplies and information, while others were hostile and had to be dealt with violently. They had to be cautious and always ready for a fight as they traveled through the harsh wasteland. After several days of travel, they arrived at the outskirts of the zone. It was a desolate and barren landscape filled with radiation and mutated creatures. But it was also where they believed they could find the answers they were looking for. The group decided to set up camp and rest for the night before venturing into the zone the next day. As they sat around the fire, they discussed their plan and what they hoped to find. Emma mentioned that she had heard rumors of a group of scientists who were working on ways to reverse the radiation and make the zone habitable again. Jack was skeptical but decided it was worth a shot. They needed to find a way to survive in this world, and the scientists might have the answers they were looking for. The next morning, they set out towards the rumored location of the scientists, hoping for a chance at a better future. As they traveled, they came across a small farming community. Jack asked them if they had learned their farming techniques from the scientists they were seeking, but the farmers informed them that they had learned through trial and error and traditional farming methods. The group shared their own skills and knowledge with the farmers before continuing on their journey. Eventually, they arrived at the location of the scientists. They spent several weeks with them, learning new skills such as water purification, making protective equipment, and creating new dirt and fertilizer through composting. The scientists were unable to reverse the radiation, but they provided the group with valuable knowledge that would help them survive in the harsh wasteland. After their time with the scientists, the group continued on their journey, now armed with new skills and knowledge. As they journeyed through the zone, the group encountered more factions, some of which were willing to trade goods and information. They also had to fight off mutated creatures and raiders who were a constant threat in the wasteland. One day, they stumbled upon an abandoned military bunker. Jack recognized it from his time in the military and suggested they investigate. Inside, they found a cache of weapons, ammunition, and supplies, along with a radio that still worked. They also found a map that marked the location of a rumored settlement that had managed to thrive in the zone. Excited by the possibility of finding a new home, the group set out towards the settlement. Along the way, they encountered several more factions, but they were better equipped to handle them now that they had more weapons and supplies. Finally, after weeks of travel, they arrived at the settlement. It was a thriving community of survivors who had managed to create a safe and self-sufficient living environment in the wasteland. The group was welcomed and offered a place to stay, and they quickly became a valuable asset to the community. Jack and the rest of the group realized that they had found a new home and were grateful for the unlikely alliance that had brought them there. They settled into their new lives, using the skills and knowledge they had acquired to help make the settlement even stronger. As they looked back on their journey, they knew that they had been through a lot, but they also knew that they had found a new family in each other and the settlement. The wasteland was still a dangerous place, but with their newfound skills and knowledge, they were better equipped to face whatever challenges lay ahead.